Girl.
I can't moan. We had to start the episode that way. Hey guys, welcome to Whoreible Decisions. We had to start this way because that's what he thought this was about to be.
It's 9:30.
I did.
It's 9:30 in the morning.
Setup,
but
I was like,
you thought that you was gonna have us moaning today. Y'all, welcome to another episode of Whoreible Decisions. I'm your girl Mandy B.
I'm Wheezy. Y'all, we're so hyped for this episode.
And
I feel like as each year of Whoreible goes on, the guests get even better.
But
Some
also
would say it was City Girls, and for us, it's today.
It's today. I ain't gonna hold you to. You being here ages us. Only because we have literally wanted to, this year specifically, we've had so many great porn legends sit with us. Right. And I think that's when we also identify our own audience. We be like, damn, these niggas all in their 30s and plus. We ain't got no young people because they be like, oh my God, this is my
people
favorite.
Start putting in the request. They see Havana, like, get Isla Fox, get Jada.
No matter what.
Get Mr.Marcus.
I can't even believe you.
It did. I'm not gonna lie. When she said I'm working on Mr.Marcus, I was like, and what? Hold on. How you working on him? Wow. How did you find him?
What do I have to do to get him?
So I just want to share with the audience how funny this was. And then I need to know what research you did to make you think that what we was gonna do was
okay.
not this.
So let me just ask this.
Okay.
When I hit you and I was like, hey, I'd love to have you on Whoreible, you wrote back and were like, can you explain it to me? And I was like, oh, does he think it's porn? Did you?
Did you?
No. I mean, I was peeping game because I don't know what people are trying. I've been around a long time. I started in the early 90s. So I've watched some things get established and I see agendas and I see different subjects. And I've also seen porn become a lot more mainstream and accepted. And podcasting has been a wave where a lot of adult stars have went further. More notoriety, build a bigger audience.
Zumi is one of them.
The brand.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the other thing too, because it's not as taboo. They're shooting, they're filming. I know that we talked about even Adam and Lena. They sit with porn stars and then they do a scene right after. Mm-hmm. So and it's just become you know what I mean?
Too. Yeah.
Have you done that?
No.
No? Oh, okay. I didn't know you. Okay.
That's where it's at,
When you were coming up though, like it's crazy because I didn't realize your crossover. I think because in my brain I only watch black porn. So I always felt like Mr.Marcus is like our secret type shit, right? Right. And then when I was thinking about your book, because I kind of forgot about it, I'm working on, what questions to ask you. And last night, my boyfriend and I were sitting there and he goes, didn't that nigga write it like a guide?
You wrote a book?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I realized like, oh, that is bigger than just black porn. Like you really did cross over. To me, Jason Love is one of those who crossed over.
Mm-hmm. But your book, I want to, going from being on set and scenes, fucking, right. What made you say next step is I'm gonna write a book?
I'm a reader. I love, I grew up. My mother newspapers. I was delivering newspapers, so I would sit there and just, I'd be at home just reading every single page, and so I'm a reader. I like to. So when I would go to the bookstore, I'd go to the self-help and sexual health, sexual enjoyment area, and it would be these books written by doctors about sex. You know what I mean? And I just thought it was a cool take to I always wrote notes and I've always kind of documented my history in this industry. Just, little notes here and there, I was always writing little things about this perspective in the industry. So it really came out of that. Somebody was like, just put it into a book. So we just kind of started putting all these little anecdotes and quotes. And
how long did it take you?
It took me about 2 years.
Damn.
Wow.
We're working on a book right now. And
we got a deadline. This shit up.
Yeah, you got to speed it up. I would drive around with a voice memo. This is before I used to, do it on the phone, but I would drive around with a little voice memo, just kind of voicing out, talking it out.
I mean, honestly, it's probably because the era in which you wrote a book, the way that stuff has changed. Right. But that's really like what I wanted to talk about with you, because when I clicked on you and I saw Wikipedia birth date and how many movies, did you know you had Beyonce's birthday?
Not
Of course.
wait. Of course, you share Beyonce's birthday.
Of course. I mean, people, you know,
Because your birthday ain't your birthday.
it ain't really my birthday.
I was like,
I be looking at my feed and it's all Beyonce. I be like, hey.
You said like, hey, no one
What's up?
recognizes me on
Where
my
you think
birthday.
she got it from?
No, we'll talk about you tomorrow.
Now, one of the things that was the most shocking, and we kind of had to confirm it before you even sat with us, for anyone listening who may not have ever seen Mr. Marcus, did you really do 1,800 films?
Yeah. I mean, it flew. Time flew.
Wait, so from 94
right.
to what year did you stop?
About 2010, 11.
That's still too much.
That's still 1,800, and is there even 1,800 days in between that?
Here's the real question.
Was you fucking every day?
And I feel like I'm almost jumping past, but I really need to know. Has there ever been a point where the sex was so much that you had to have a little period of celibacy even?
Mm-hmm. I mean, because I always tell people, bad sex is worse than no sex.
Ooh, we know that. Whenever we was getting dickless, we was like...
And that was the thing. Even in celibacy or taking spouts, the last thing I wanted was to break it with bad dick.
Yeah, you don't...
But what is bad sex to you, though? Because out of all those 1,800 films, there's no way it was enjoyable every time.
No.
So what is bad sex to you, then?
I mean, bad sex is no chemistry. You don't feel, wasted time. You feel like you could have done something better with your time.
I hope
there's no reciprocation. You don't feel like, that it's just gave and you received.
Then are you having good sex in porn?
You can. You can.
Because you have a style of fucking
right.
that to me seems like a performance. So when watching it, I'm like, oh shit, but is it natural? Like, are you in it? Can you forget the cameras?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you want. That's what you want. You want to just kind of lose yourself.
That's what I do in a sex club. I told you got to lose yourself in a sex club so that people can watch you so you can enjoy it.
Okay, Mandy.
You just got to lose yourself. So then when it's good, how do you decipher whether this is just going to stay business or does it ever leave the set when it's good? Because once I get good dick, I want it forever. Do you ever get good coochie, or have you gotten it to where on set it was so good that you were like...
Try to, lock it down.
Mm-hmm.
You were going out after this, right? Sometimes I would even be in the middle of the scene. I'd be like, yeah, this is mine, right?
Wait, but you meant it?
I would mean it. Just to get it confirmed, but,
Who were those stars for you that we may know?
They got the best coochie.
Who got that good pussy?
Who got it?
Who had that good pussy? I mean, you said you had Havana on a while ago. Havana's awesome.
I know that's right.
Heather Hunter.
Woo!
Okay.
She's an icon.
Man, iconic.
Beyond the sex. I mean, that's just a fraction of who she is. There was a girl I was into. She was European. Sylvia Saint.
Sylvia Saint.
You know her?
Yeah.
I don't think I
Bitch, don't look at me like I know a white girl.
You already know. You know the Europeans.
She was dope.
But she know Europeans. What part of Europe?
She was Czech Republic.
Oh, yes.
So wait, you said Heather Hunter, everything about beyond the sex. What does that mean for a man when they're thinking that you could have good sex or good pussy beyond the sex? What is that?
I mean, because we would kick it beyond, we were like, I don't know what it was, but we just when we met, we just clicked. We were hanging out in Venice. And then when we did the scene, it wasn't like it was work. You know what I mean? It was more like it was just us doing our thing. The chemistry was there. She was under contract with Vivid at the time, so she's
older, right, than you?
No, we're about the same age.
Okay, in my head, Heather Hunter is like a porn decade back. But maybe because she didn't make it into 2000s too much? Is that what?
Nah, she didn't. She didn't push.
Okay.
Push all that.
So when it comes to that era of porn for you, what were some changes you saw from 90s to 2000s? Describe your first shoot to the last one.
Oh, right. I think the big change was social media, internet. When I came in, we were VHS.
Oof.
You know what I mean? It was VHS and magazine.
And so you were only then even available or known to people who went to those stores.
Right.
So you weren't
shops. Nah.
You didn't feel like you were as known until...
I didn't even... there I didn't even want to use the word porn star. I tell people all the time.
Adult.
I was like, I'm not a porn star, you know.
Wait, what did you want to be called then?
I was just making movies. You feel
Call
me?
me an actor. I'm in Hollywood.
I was taking this shit serious. I was like, you know, I was trying to read my lines. I was trying to make the sex real, you know, and genuine, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't faking it. I wasn't taking Viagra. There was no Cialis. It was none of that. If you didn't get your dick hard, you know, the crew would literally turn off the lights and wait till you did.
Wow.
You know? So that's the era that I, you know,
I didn't even think that today.
No. I actually was talking to someone. They shoot niggas in their dick now. Not with a gun, but there's a needle that I hear shoots, like they shoot up in their dick and it keeps them hard for hours to where it kind of hurts them.
Right.
But
you gotta go to the hospital sometimes.
Literally sometimes, and I was like, wait, you put needles in your dick? And they're like, yeah, because everything is so internet-wise, niggas ain't waiting for your dick to get hard. And it has to be hard. Otherwise, the set doesn't work. And there's so many people on set now. They're like, nope, this is a shoot day. Your dick is going to work today.
Have you pumped? Like, did the pumps ever?
Oh, wait. Yeah, what's the movie? Austin Powers. Was that the thing? Did you ever use the pump?
I've never used a pump. I actually had one you know, I had they had Doc Johnson. I got a dildo out with them, but we put out a pump. So I tried using it, and the shit didn't work.
I guess it's fine to say now.
Yeah, so it may work for people. I mean, listen, I'm not knocking you. That's what it takes for motherfuckers.
He said my dick get hard with no help.
Confidence is a different thing, right? I feel like today it's aesthetic and it's how your dick looks.
Mm-hmm.
To me, in your era, much like that of when we had Nat here too, it was about how you were fucking. Like, I remember that. Even I always was thinking about you as I was like, Mr. Marcus kind of fucked from the side. Like, you was always doing some crazy shit.
Maybe. I mean, you know, I think it's probably easier now. I mean, because the whole thing is you want to be comfortable. So if you create that environment for it, then it's probably a lot easier for you to perform in it because you got more control over it. You know what I mean? You know, each set that I would show up on, it was like, you know, is it going to work? Is it going to be comfortable enough? Is the girl we're going to have chemistry? Is the camera, you know, going to get in the way?
That's right, because you were directing too.
Yeah, I would direct sometimes, depending on what they wanted. You know, each scene for me was just like, okay, what's it going to take to do this?
So I love scenes, as in I love acting, and I love that you say you were just trying to remember your lines.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite scenario or scene that you played out?
Favorite scenario is always like a dominant, submissive thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
put me on. What is it?
I was talking about the other day. Well, you know, the girl, she's her boyfriend or her husband owes me money.
I love those.
Bro, what is it?
Oh my God, I love those. And now she has to suck and fuck you to pay off his debt.
She has to pay off his debt. She kind of don't want to, but she kind of wants to.
And then he's on the set watching you. That's normally a cuckold scene,
you know, I don't know. He sends her over there. She shows up like, yeah, I got to, you know, my dude fucked up. I know he owe you, but I want to handle it. I want to take care of it.
I love
you remember when we were talking about coercion?
I know. I love it.
But see, honestly, when things are consensual, I hate that that's true. But like, I'll start doing it in my own house. Last night, I forgot he don't want to eat meat right now, just fish.
Okay.
I made chicken. He was like, I thought you was making salmon. I was like, oh my God, what are you going to do? I know I have to make it up to you. I've been so bad. He's like,
and he's like, bitch, I'm hungry. I want fish.
But I feel like when you have a true sub in you, you can't help it. It's everything. Like, I want to fuck up all things so I can get punished.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of which.
She said,
Which, we had Joanna Angel on a few months back, and she talked about that hardcore BDSM stuff. Was there ever stuff, because I never really seen you in that.
Like hardcore, like
what's some of your most hardcore or rough scenes?
I did a movie called Rough Sex.
Okay.
And that came out, I don't know, maybe 98, 99. But it was like ahead of the curve. And it was, you know, it was me and like 3 girls or 4 girls. they all had to be like submissive, and I just had to dominate the fuck out of them. And so it was cool because it got I was a black man, and there were like 4 white girls.
Oh.
In that time,
What year was it?
there
You
was
said 98.
Oh.
around like 97, 98.
Wow.
And it wasn't that, there was people that was like a little backlash, It's
You
called
got
rough sex.
backlash for that?
Yeah, I mean, they supposedly took it off the shelves because it was just kind of like, it was a little too much. And I kind of went heavy.
But is it because it was
What you were saying? You was
interracial
like,
though,
you
too?
want this.
Like,
I was, maybe.
but it was more so though because it was interracial.
I think so.
You think
Yeah,
so?
Were you
yeah.
hitting them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but,
Like,
I like to smack ass. That's just something, I don't know,
I think every man with a dick impulse. Yeah, even my gay friends
Yep,
would
they
say
like
that.
to smack.
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
like that, you want to hit it.
Look how you just. It's too early.
It took us all back.
Wow. Wow, the way you
Listen,
just
and she's a little gay. Look at that.
the way you just hit your hand, sir.
Now, okay, just that smack, right? I read like some of the chapters in your book, What Women Want. Would you say, because I want to talk about how men can be too rough today.
Right.
Would you say though, 90%, 80% of most women want to be dominated? What have you learned in your time?
If they trust you, if you know what you're doing, then most likely they'll follow your lead. You know what I mean? If you're confident in what you're doing and you know what you're doing. So I say there's a majority women just want to be in good hands. You know what I mean?
Valid.
Have you had moments where women are asking you for something that's a little too much? Like a friend of mine told me he doesn't like to close fists, but some girls literally.
Yeah, I've had some girls.
Yeah, I don't want nobody. Wait, punching?
Well, that's not uncommon.
Yeah, I had a girl. I was fucking this one girl, Monique. That's her name. And I love Monique. And we used to always have a great time. And then just one, she's on the edge of the bed and I'm standing up above her and I'm fucking her. And she just hauled off and hit me.
Hit you?
Yeah, she just
Closed fist or open hand?
I think it was open hand. I was like, what the fuck you doing? What the hell? I stopped and everybody, like the camera guy was like, she said, oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, she was in it.
Oh, she was, I was
She
like,
was
and
in it.
I had to take a moment. I had to walk off the set, like, I was like, what the fuck you doing?
Wait a second. How then? So that happens. You say you have to walk off set. How do you get back in scene?
I did. I actually walked outside. I walked outside, and the director, she came out, and it was a female director too, because I guess she was all into it. She was like, ooh, that was nuts. That was good. You good? I was like, yeah, just give me a moment. But we ended up finishing up the scene. She apologized and everything, but it caught me off guard.
So then I know for women, especially going in,
They've
normally
got their boundaries.
well, there's normally talks about boundaries.
Well, now,
As it-
now, way more. Way more.
But that wasn't a conversation then.
Nah.
But was there
Nah.
ever boundaries that you set?
I mean, you
Or were you allowed to even?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the whole point. The whole thing was, porn was evolving. We were getting, companies were becoming more corporate. The internet was changing things. Internet companies were coming in. They had a whole different way of how they shot porn. You know what I mean? They didn't need to, they weren't letting performers perform. They usually had it all structured and timed. And then
Havana kind of said something like that about performing. Like she kept saying that word, I think, about how like the stars, porn stars, like I was working. Yeah. And I can see what you mean, like how they've got things structured out.
Yeah, it's way more structured.
1,800 films. Did you have a day off? Yeah.
So yeah,
I couldn't
how
work
do
on the
you get
weekends.
into 1,800 films?
How do you get
Because who are the most famous, let's just think, famous porn stars, period, male? If there's a top 5, who is it?
Oh, name the
I think
top
you're
5,
in there.
for sure.
Who's that old white guy that?
I wouldn't know.
Who you talking
I
about?
don't know.
He's not old.
I
Sorry.
mean, there's a.
Wait, Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, Ron was around in the early 70s, and he was, still performing in the 90s.
That's the casting couch guy, right?
No, he's the guy that's in jail now.
Oh, he is.
But I'm just thinking if someone put a gun to my head and was like, name 5 male porn
Right.
stars.
No, I would say Lexington Steele.
Yes.
Steele.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely.
You.
3
more.
I'm a mentor to me with Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
He was around in the late 80s.
Okay.
Early 90s, but he he still kind of performs. So almost
Wow.
40 years later, he's still going strong. Yeah. Sean's a legend. He's a legend. If you know porn, you know Sean. Shawn Michaels, Peter North was.
Oh, I know that name.
Yeah, I mean he was another guy who ran the 80s. I mean, 80s, 90s. I mean now now you got a lot of guys. Isaiah Maxwell.
Oh, he won. Didn't he win while we were there?
He won an award. I think last year.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and and then you mentioned Jason Love earlier. He's the guy that's really been able to take social media and shape it. Before, a lot of adult stars couldn't do that. You know what I mean? They weren't.
You mean
there wasn't mainstream
OnlyFans?
I think it's just now with podcasts and the way that social media works, things come in little snippets.
I watch all my porn on Twitter.
It's
amazing.
I watch it too.
You watch porn?
I like watching. If I come across it, I watch it.
Is it amateur that you like watching?
I like amateur.
Can you watch your own films?
Every once in a long blue moon. If I come across something, people send me shit all the time, so I had to stop. I had to take my tag. You couldn't tag me and shit because people would tag me like crazy. And
you're like, I need a break.
Man.
So, who are your favorite porn stars that are kind of new, like today?
I mean, I love Kazumi because I've known her before she.
She is such a sweetie. We had her on here.
Yeah.
She's good people. She
gives me that Havana energy.
She's very
which new girls don't do.
Honest. She's been, she's another one who took social media and just kind of she showed when she went through surgeries, and when she had good times and she's bad times, she includes the fans in her shit. Yeah,
I think that's what I love about her. I think she genuinely is excited and loves sex and loves what she does.
Right.
I think for even growing up, right? And I want to ask you as well, your family finding out back in the 90s, early 2000s, sex work, stripping, doing any type of sex work was shunned. It was looked down upon, or people assumed that women were doing it because of trauma or because something happened to them or this was a last resort.
I was thinking the opposite. I was wondering if you was a man because...
No, that's yeah, as a man, what was that like for you and getting in and how your family viewed it?
My family, they don't ever weird. Weird for them.
Okay.
What are they like? Are they like churchy? Are they Caribbean?
My mom is probably real churchy. But my mom was, she probably hate me saying this, but my mom was a woman who seemed to be very sexual. You know what I mean? Because I came across these Polaroids of her and she was in lingerie, whatever. And I was like, what the hell?
Figuring out our parents are humans.
Right. I know clearly you had to have sex for me to be here, but I don't even want to think about it.
Right.
Yeah, it was like, oh, okay. All right. So, that's, and so that's where I get it from. You know what I mean?
You said hereditary. That's what...
It kind of, for me, but I think I was always kind of sexual. I was always attracting sexual energy when I was younger. So I was just, I don't know. When I discovered the adult business, I kind of just went off. That was and this is in 93. You got me. It was like you couldn't tell your friends, hey, you see this new video. And it wasn't like that. It was something very personal. You know what I mean? And it was, for me, it was more like I wanted to explore that. I wanted to see what that was about.
What was the first piece like? Was it stripping? Was it pictures?
The first, it was two things. One, I was dancing to Come and Talk to Me, the remix.
Oh Come and talk to me. I really want to.
I love
you.
Even
I really want to know your name.
I can't see it.
You danced to that.
I danced to that.
In a private setting or at a club?
It was like we were it was a contest. And and we went to this club. Me and my homeboy went to this club. And it was like a contest, like a talent contest. And I love that song. And I used to always want to dance to that motherfucker. So I went up and I just started dancing to it on stage. And all the girls come running to the stage. And I won. So my boys were like, they were all like, they swarmed me afterwards, and the girls, and they were like, cool. You just keep doing
Do that again. Bring the hose.
Well, did you always have this build?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like the gym. I like going, since high school.
Because
But I'm older now. I'm like
people have a
53.
porn star look. Yeah, 53. I did want to talk about that.
Yeah.
What is it? What is your life like now? How do you look so good?
Thank you. But
Black don't crack, girl.
Yes, it do.
It do. You right.
At least some of these stars I've been seeing when
Baby,
I find
you
them on
right.
Twitter, I'm like,
You
oh,
right.
shit.
You right. What is it?
Lotion.
But what is your life like now?
It's good. It's good. My daughters are grown, and I kind of advise them on, business things because they're both college educated. I'm taking care of my niece right now. She's 14, and that's like challenging
I'm sure.
because she's a whole different generation. I'm working on different projects with different people with Snoop. Me and T.I. kicking around some stuff. T-Pain. I work with, I'm just friends in different.
How do you go then from, like, we see right now a lot of athletes going from sports to now commentating, podcasts, movies, film.
Right.
How hard was that for you leaving adult film industry and now getting into other industries? And do you feel like also people respect you coming from sex work? Because we had this conversation and it was on the podcast, and maybe it's different for women, but
I think Lisa Ann probably
we both talked about how once you're in that space, it would probably be hard for people, especially for women, to be respected after that.
Right.
And don't be black.
No, I know. And don't be a black woman that went into it. So how do you walk into those spaces where everyone done seen your dick, your booty cheeks slapping, how you eat coochie? How do you demand respect leaving that industry and inserting yourself into others?
I mean, the big thing for me is I give respect. I
thought
treat
you was
people.
gonna say dick. We was about to
say,
but you give respect and you receive it.
I think so.
I think
for me, because I'm born and raised here in LA, and I've been, in all kind of hoods with all kind of brothers and sisters partying and talking business and helping cats out, looking out for motherfuckers. So I think just naturally, by nature, that I just want to show, I treat people how I want to be treated.
Do you think it has to do with the level to which you did porn? Because you did it at its highest level, which, for example, for Mandy and I feel like the first 2 years, maybe the 3 years of the show, we were just hosed at a podcast. And then once they realized how much money we were making and we started other businesses and TV, they were like,
then there came respect.
Oh, I'm inspired.
You be just talking to people, everybody fucking. I mean, that's how we got here. And that's what we do while we here. You know what I mean? And so, you build a family that way. And sexuality is a part of who we are. It's just a part of our nature. It's the same way we like different types of food and our clothing and our friends. We like our sex a certain way. We know what we like, physically and what we like mentally. And we want to fine tune that. And you're always constantly exploring that. You know what I mean? I think for me, I just kind of did it publicly. You know what I mean? And I did it openly.
In this era of today's porn,
now you see it.
How come you hadn't jumped back in?
Well, I mean, coming back around, I think it was my family was like a big part of, like, it was kind of like, because at one point I just, there wasn't all that fame. It wasn't that attention.
It was more private.
It was
then
private.
As social media, the internet,
and all of that
your
shit.
Family hated that you was going out to eat waffles, and the women was like, "That's Mr.Marcus over there."
Yeah, I mean, but
and the men too.
Men too.
Right. And I they went with it.
But they didn't like it.
Yeah, they probably weren't. They probably preferred not to have all that extra.
Yeah.
So now I'm way more low key. You know what I mean? I don't want to, I'd like to just roll in, handle shit, see people, see what's up, and then bounce.
So even though you see the landscape of ownership and the money that is now being able to be made, the respect for your family is what's keeping you not getting back into the industry right now?
If, the one thing is I do own a lot of content. I own
But you own a lot of the stuff that you...
Yeah.
Out of the 1,800...
Put your dick on the table.
Go ahead. No, literally. No.
What?
Wait,
right.
So how were you able to do that? Because even when we talked to a lot of the porn legends who were working in the 90s and early 2000s, you got your day rate, but there was like no equity. You weren't a part of owning anything. These companies owned a lot of that work. how are you able to keep ownership of a lot of your stuff?
Because I would shoot for people and then I would shoot for myself.
Oh, directing this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I owned it and I paid for it. So, you know what I mean? And so I just shoot mainstream stuff, amateur shit, just, first time.
What did that then distribution and ROI look like?
Well, yeah,
when you're
it was and that then nobody teaches these things. So when I, you know what I mean, like producer packets and all that, I was like, huh? They would give me budgets and I would shoot these movies and
what would a movie budget for porn be? Like, what does that look like?
Right now, shit, I don't know.
No, right now it's cheap, but back then.
Yeah, back then you can spend up to, maybe it's still kind of cheap, but 25,000. You know.
Wait. Now I need a line item.
Now I want to talk about something.
Can you line item that?
So I met with Johnny Darko.
Mm-hmm.
I have a TV show where I cover how people make money from sex.
I saw that.
And
yeah,
Evil
sex
Angel,
sells. Yeah.
Yes, sex sells.
Which I like. I want to.
Thank you.
I want to fuck with that.
And they fucking told me that these girls, no matter how big they are today, are not making more than $2,500. Right. Johnny Darko was paying these dudes in a gang or blow bang $350, $500, $600.
So then, where's the budget if you're saying it's $25,000? Because the talent is not getting a lot of that money.
No. I mean, and what I'm saying is, you probably would spend it on location.
Okay.
You spend it on your crew, your wardrobe,
post production,
wardrobe.
I was about to say, wardrobe is crazy.
Yeah, they cut all that shit out.
Lingerie is expensive.
Lingerie, bro, you could get the cheap
I paid
shit, bro.
for one for Lena and I. We did an Amazon thing. I was like, show me how you make porn. He's right.
I mean, but you could get cheap lingerie, bro. If I got a budget, we going the Amazon Prime route or the Shein route. We just gonna wait 2 weeks to get it.
At one point, man, motherfuckers were making like epic movies. Like they were like spending a week on production.
Glam, hair.
Yeah.
Which I always said, don't be looking good.
Damn.
What are they? That is crazy.
So $25K. And basically, so you're leading it as the director. Have you ever directed porn that you were in?
Oh, yeah.
So what are you doing? Are you just like, yo, like, get the...
My turn.
But while you're fucking, do you direct? Or do you start talking to
Well, you try to hire your crew. I hear a lot of mainstream directors be like, I want to thank my crew. Because your crew's key. Your crew's going to get the shots. They're going to make sure the lighting's right. They're going to take a lot of the work, so you don't have to focus on that. And as a performer, you want to just focus on performing. So you kind of want to have it all kind of mapped out what you're going to do. You want your crew like kind of locked in on what, you want to have that. You want to communicate. They want to know what's going to happen. And then you just want to focus on making it happen.
So with a $25,000 budget for a scene, how much would you make on that?
I mean, that's for like, 25 is like you're shooting like 5 or 6 scenes. You got about 5 or 6
for a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and that was back in, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s. People were doing that.
And how was porn making money then? From selling the DVD?
DVD, broadcast rights, licensing agreements.
Oh. Is that like when we're in a hotel and we press rent?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Streaming overseas.
Wow.
It's a global market. They'll do transcribe, they'll dub it.
They dub porn?
They could, yeah.
Yeah, no. They do.
Wait, I've heard moans be thrown in, but I'm thinking language.
Oh, yeah, they definitely be throwing moans. And I'm like, no one's mouth is moving. This is cap.
I hate that.
This from another scene. Hate it.
Right.
Hate dubbing. How do you decide that?
Are
you a part of that part where you be like, it's a little quiet here, add a moan? Have you done that before? Like, have you ever voiced over moans?
I'm trying to think. Because I hated editing. So I would always hire an editor, but I just sit in there and fix that. Wipe that out. But no, I don't think I never did that.
ADR for moan. ADR is when they go back in and basically, let's just say they want to change words in a movie. I'm really trying to think. It's like, he was in your ass and you didn't say it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You need to go back and
you need to say,
who fucking heard
yeah, that's true. That's true. You'd be like, hey, I need you to say, okay, put it in my ass. All right. Well, she's like, put it in my ass. All right, cool.
What are the
now you got an
things to say in porn? Like, what is common porn dirty talk? Because I feel like when we make a joke about it, it's always, oh yeah, like the nose.
Give me that
it's so
cock.
true. I was thinking, man, God got to be like, because they be like, oh my God. I'd be like, guys are like, stop using my name.
Oh no!
You hate when a woman says, "Oh my
Well,
God."
yeah, the girls. Well, I mean, if that's something spiritual, I mean, that's something
Listen,
you got to
that
acknowledge.
dick be spiritual. It be making me see some shit.
I think so too. But
making
you
me
know
see
what?
the light.
Oh my God, shit! When we did sex cells in France, I said, "What do you think girls say?" American girls say, "Oh my God." They say, "Oh my God," and that must be some shit we do. So, oh my God, what's another?
But wait,
one?
you hate it when they said that. What other things?
Or when a girl, she said, fuck me, and she's like, fuck you, and her voice get higher and shit. I'm like, where we going?
That sound like Weezy.
Where we going?
That sound like Weezy.
You going somewhere?
What you sound like?
When you be saying how you sound, I imagine you say fuck. That's I imagine you being like that. I imagine. Look, see, he just literally said that's you. That's you. Has there ever been anything said that turned you off? And also because you were doing interracial, we just had this conversation with Nat Turner. But
the girl that said, "Give me that."
Have you been called the N-word?
I mean, there was one time a girl was, that was their whole deal. She would call you that.
A white woman?
Yeah.
Wait, there was a deal for it, so you went in.
She, I showed up thinking she ain't gonna call me that. So and the director was pissed because I was like, she ain't, Nah.
She ain't gonna do that shit with me. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, he thought I was on some arrogant shit. I was like, oh, bro.
Was the director white?
Yeah. And whatever. I mean, it is what it was. But I was like, nah. I was like, nah.
So you drew the
thing.
boundary at race play, but is there any other things?
I mean, we can do the race play thing, but you ain't got to call me.
Because I think race play, if it's in a different dynamic, because we're already listening to race play with Big Black Hawk. Let's be real.
Yeah, 100%.
I love BBCs.
I'd be like, give me that little white pussy. Give me that little white pussy.
That little
white pussy crazy because it's pink.
Here, take this big black.
Okay, wait.
What you gonna do with this big black?
Has there been shit that made you laugh when someone was trying to do dirty talk?
Probably.
I always talk about this thing I said to a man that made him die laughing, and I hate it. But I was coming, and I said, "Oh my God, please keep fucking the cum out of me." And he was laughing so hard, and I was like, "What did I say to him? Are you not fucking the cum out?" Like, I don't know, but I just am curious in role play because you got to really be fast on your toes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I be fucking up words. I've literally said "fuck my dick" before.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you usually, if we fucking, shit's gonna come to you. You gonna come up with some shit.
You just gonna say some shit and be like, "Now what the fuck did I say?" He'll be like, "Huh? My pussy. That's what I meant." Like, I've been fucking and absolutely said the wrong thing.
I mean, you know what I did want to ask? Sorry. Did you ever have, because we talked about rules, Mandy was talking about rules. What were your no's for scenes you wouldn't do? Whether it be anal play, pegging, maybe like not solo scenes.
I don't like that you just squinted your face when she said that word.
She said pegging and...
I don't know. Was there stuff that you like?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't none of those things.
But like, were there things that they maybe wanted you to do that you were like, "Oh, this ain't my type"? Maybe DVP, whatever.
I mean, you've
1800.
I probably would be like, yeah. I mean, I think I was also, like I said, once the dick's out, and she's doing your thing, you get more open to doing shit because you just want to do shit,
especially if it's good.
If it's good shit, you're like, hey, baby, yeah, you can do
that. Yeah, you can do that. You can do what you want to do.
Go ahead.
Do whatever you want to be. So then because you...
Wait,
go ahead.
Yeah, what were your no's?
I mean, I wasn't into pagan. Okay. I mean, the DPs would kind of just happen. You know what I mean? You'd be like, I want to fuck you too. So, she'd be like, come on, fuck you too. So some things just kind of ended up in that situation. But I mean, specifically, I just wanted to be comfortable.
Were there scenes they asked you to do that you said no to? Or maybe as the years went on, did the price get higher for gay porn for you? Or like, had they ever been like, please, 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 Mr. Marcus, will you do this?
I think I pretty much said I'm straight. And I think maybe early on they thought, would you? And I was like, nah. And it wasn't ever, brought up again. So I wasn't put in that position. You know what I mean?
I love that you weren't pressured then.
Yeah, me
Nah,
too. Because I
nah.
feel like today with fluidity, and I'm somebody
It's
that
different.
celebrates
I
that.
think it's way different now.
It is.
I think there's a lot more bisexuality and crossover, and there's way more now. And
A lot more.
yeah.
Way more.
What about
Yeah.
money outside of that? Like Jason told us a crazy ass story that, oh my God, I even told Mandy I wanted to cut it out. But
I liked it.
because it was incest. So for me, I was just like, dad paying you to fuck his kid is disgusting. But
And wife.
Yeah, see, when I like I said, I got out around 2010, 11, and then I kept seeing other shit kind of go on. Like I wasn't in the cockholds.
ever.
Yeah, I think I did one.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were you asked to do offset?
That's what I was saying. Yeah. What have you been asked to do?
Like offset, what have you been asked to do and how much money did they offer?
People are freaky.
We know
Give us
every
the
guy's like, please
freakiest-
fuck my wife.
Tell us the freakiest request that you've gotten and how much they offered you.
I mean, they didn't pay me anything, but I remember there was this woman. She was an Asian woman, and I don't even know how I met her, but I just remember me and her had our thing, and then she said, "I want you to meet my husband," and I was like, "Are you sure? This. I had never met nobody's husband. I've been fucking girls, and fucking wives, whatever, but I never met the husband. It was always on some down low shit. And so this was going to be the first time I met the dude. And I remember we were going to go to a club. And so we met in this parking lot, and he was like, "Yeah, you're going to ride with us to the club." And I was like,
he Asian dude?
Nah, he was white dude. He was a white dude.
Okay.
Yeah, that's white people shit. Go ahead.
And so I remember I got in the back seat, and then she hopped in the back seat with me. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? You better get in the front seat with your husband." You know what I mean? Like,
Said, no, I'm about to suck this big black cock.
right.
Wait, did she? Did y'all? Or she just sat back there with
She
you?
got in the back seat, and then she just was like, "It's cool." And I was like, and this was like me, I'm early 20s, so I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, but okay. Sure thing.
So he was driving the car.
Oh, yeah, he was driving the car, and we driving down the freeway. And she just hooked it up. Like, she hooked it up. And it was just like...
Don't be modest now. We've seen
What do you mean
dick.
hooked it up? Could you please explain,
Set
sir?
the scene.
Like, she just started just going down on me, like... And then I looked up, and he's got the rearview mirror, like, framed right. And I said, I would have done the same thing. I would have...
So you did do some cuckold and shit. You did cuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant by it was... Okay.
Yeah. But, cuckold now is like a whole different thing. They
Now,
got a whole...
I don't know if we could talk about this. So we can cut it if you want. But I want to know about sex work money outside of porn. Because the girls were able to strip and do their pit stops.
They did.
But to me, I could only see a man making money like wanting to get paid, like for sex with couples or women.
Right,
Like,
right.
did you jump into that and like, how was it?
I was bad at it.
Clearly, you just did cuckolding for
Wait,
free.
why were you bad
I
at
was
it?
really bad at it.
You didn't know how to fake?
Because I would go to like swinger parties, but I wouldn't bring someone with me. You know what I mean?
And then they knew you.
And then you was
Yeah.
just jumping. You just was slanging dick at the swinger party.
Yeah, I mean, but even then, I was still kind of standoffish. Like I wanted, listen, if the dick ain't in it, if it's not with it, why should I put myself into it? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not into it, if it ain't going to happen, because I want it to work. I want it to.
You want to actually enjoy it.
I want them to enjoy it. I mean, it's going to be reciprocated. If I'm enjoying it, if she's enjoying it, it's going to be moments.
So for you, outside of even, of course, directing, doing porn, knowing that was a job, outside of that, you didn't want to make sex work outside of work.
Right. I didn't want to be that locked to it. Like it was always like enjoy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I would come across people that made it. They were like, "Oh, you're so and so. So yeah, we expect you to want to do these things." And I'd be like, "Nah, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to do anything." You know what I mean?
How, being that, I mean, you seem like an intellectual person, even to mention in the first 5 minutes you're a reader. Has there been moments where you were tired of being diminished down to your dick?
Yeah. Somebody called me a walking dick. And I was kind of
Wait, to your face?
Yeah, I think no, it was afterwards. I did an interview with them, and then afterwards I saw like a clip where they were talking about me, and they were like, "Oh, he's just a walking dick," and I was just like,
Wow.
I know, and I felt like, okay, maybe I didn't, come across. But I think I can see how, like I said, if I'm in a sexual environment, then I'm gonna be sexual. You know what I mean? If it's what we're trying to be, then good. Let's be that. You know what I mean? And but it wasn't like, maybe it looked like I switch it on, switch it off, but there's always some kind of prep that goes into it. There's some kind of forethought.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And there's going to be an afterthought. And I don't want to be like bogged down and like, I hate doing this. I was
Black men being diminished to their dick size.
Yeah.
You know, listen, when I came in the industry, you know, a girl that I worked with, and this was a tragic side of our industry, and it's a sad side of our industry, but she committed suicide like 6 months after I was in the industry, and I had worked with her. And I said, what could be so bad? You know what I mean? And I see how people get treated in such a negative,
right,
and negative way that makes them feel less than.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Because there was all these cats who wanted to make you feel like that.
So how did you maintain then, being in this industry specifically, how did you keep up with your mental health? Especially because you were in porn in an era where mental health for Black men was not, again, the topic, or it wasn't people weren't really going to therapy in the 90s like that.
Yeah.
How did you maintain then your sanity while working in this industry?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, you know, obviously, if you know and you were paying attention, I had a family, you know, and so that was the flip. You know, I wasn't
like wife and kids, family. Is that what you mean?
I just, you know, I had like, you know, something to come home to, and that
was that not common for many male porn stars?
I mean, I don't know. It probably was, but it wasn't as open, maybe discussed. You know what I mean? You know, there wasn't this social media where you got into people's homes and had these discussions. You know what I mean? And I definitely wasn't like, when I realized when I first started sharing it was when I did have my daughter, and I was like, yeah, I got a kid, you know, but I'm still making movies, you know, and I'm making money to take care of this kid. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it was just being honest, just being like, it was a reality that I was dealing with, but it also, it lit a fire in my ass to be around, to know who I am. You know what I mean? To be rooted in what really matters. I knew how the porn industry was like they said this about the crews, like we were transient, like we came and we went. And so the industry does that, brings you in, kind of kicks you out. You know, the male performers of the year may be 1 year and then he's not. The female performers even more so.
Right.
You know what I mean? Girls really have to carve out a niche and branding. I remember, you know, my brand this, my brand that. You know, I remember when all that became a discussion.
What was the normal lifespan? I know you said you did it from 94 all the way up to 2010, but for the average Black male performer, what really was the lifespan of being a star in porn during your era?
I mean, men last a lot longer because there's not that many men that are...
That's right. I did hear that.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
But they don't make as much.
They don't, but maybe over time they can.
Okay.
But women have a 2 to 3 year, you know, shelf life in our industry during my era. But then it's also like there's an emotional and physical
toll
that comes with this shit.
Wanting to date outside of porn.
I mean, you know, just trying to, now you're more famous, you're recognizable. You know what I mean? You know, if you build a brand, you're kind of locked into that. I admire someone like Lisa Ann who's able to, like, you know, she's also tapped into what she really loves, which is sports.
Yeah,
you know
she's
what I mean?
Killing it.
And so, you know, she also she built up a name with when she was doing the Sarah Palin thing.
Mm-hmm.
What Black women do you think are adjacent to Lisa Ann? Because T.S. Madison is the only person I could think that's done porn, woman that's done porn, and she's a trans woman that's done porn and crossed over.
I mean, I was going to mention her earlier. I like Misty Stone. She's wild. She's crazy, you know.
Is Misty Stone act now?
She's done some acting. Yeah, She actually did theater.
Oh,
She's
shit.
Good. Yeah,
oh, wow.
Good. Yeah, she was good.
People brought up, when I asked them questions for you, they brought up Misty Stone. So that's funny you brought her name up. There is one question, and I'm sure you're tired of answering. But you are the reason that we know that Superhead can suck crazy dick.
Oh wait, that was that video. That was your
How-
bag.
I just came up with a new word too. People, I don't know if it's not a new word, but they were like Superhead. I was like Thunderdome.
Thunderdome. I like that.
Actually, to me,
I like
Corinne has a
Thunderdome.
great evolution. Corinne was
Corinne
almost
has
the
a
author
great,
on our book.
yeah.
I love Corinne.
Her rate's too
I
high.
love Corinne.
Her rate is real high.
I love
Get
Corinne.
your coins, sis, but not from us.
She's a great writer.
An incredible writer.
She, I was reading what she knows her audience.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? She's well, like, she's been around.
She's legendary.
So
What was that like? First of all, as her just being an industry secret to finally doing it on camera, how was it you? Was it,
Yeah,
is there no other option? It was like Mr. Marcus.
But not only that, how was that set up?
Yeah.
Suave. Shout out to Suave Triple X. Because he did a scene with her in New York. And then I was shooting Mr. Marcus' neighborhood, which was all new black girls.
I remember that.
Yeah, Mr. Marcus' neighborhood was all new black girls that do anal, which we found out that was hard to do.
You must have made
Wait, you said that was hard to do?
It was hard to do
your
because
dick is big as fuck to be going in a booty.
all
hole.
new booty?
All
With your
new-
dick.
Yeah, it was
That's crazy.
Oh, no, you need to test the dick first.
It was fun when it was fun, but it was like bad when it was bad. It was like, it was no in between. It was like you was either into it or you wasn't. And the girls that we were trying to find at the time, there wasn't a large pool of girls that were doing anal. Black
right.
girls. So when Corinne came around, it was really just about getting new girls. And Suave was like, yo, you got to get this girl. She's brand new. She gives crazy head. And you're going to love it. I was like, oh, well, shit. I'll send her my way. And so, and then we talked and we clicked, When she came in, she wasn't like an amateur, which I was expecting.
You mean amateur as in style?
Like, in terms of like, how do I do it?
She said,
like, what do I do with this? She was like, I was like, whoa.
You went. When I think of current stuff, I think of this.
oh yeah.
Literally, basket weave technique. Who do you think is some of the best in the game at giving you head that you can remember, most memorable?
I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. That question doesn't make. It's hard.
Really? That's
Like-
hard?
Because it's a selfish thing. It's like a real. It's like it's for me. I got my dick.
Or
it was like
Or a woman that almost made it challenging for you to even perform, where you came too fast.
I mean, good head. I put it like this: girls that are into giving head, who want to give good head, usually will
Give good
best
head.
at it
Every time.
every
So
single time.
one of our segments is a hors d'oeuvre. Because we just spoke about oral and anal, could you give a tip for the women on what you really enjoy in receiving head? And then can you give a tip to the men who are well endowed like yourself, an anal tip on actually getting it in and enjoying it?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, he said I could give you a sex tip.
Yeah, I like that.
So let's start with oral, then anal.
Oral, I think, I like a girl that goes deep on it. But, if you got a gag reflex, maybe you should turn the angle and how you're doing it.
Oh,
Your head, turn your mouth, you mean?
Yeah, turn your mouth and maybe have him lay in a certain way. Little liquor wouldn't hurt. Just relax, something that helps you just relax and get into it. And then kind of like if the dude, because girls can either, what I learned, girls can either like start to do it and get more and more comfortable as she's doing it and will get more into it.
yes.
Don't rush it. Don't start forcing onto it. You know what I mean? Kind
Take
of
your time, ladies.
yeah, just, be patient. Let her kind of find her way around it. Let her do what she wants to do.
You know your shit big. Let her find her way around
Find
it.
your way
Like, you
back.
might have to go around the corner. You know your shit big. Okay. And then he said there's directions around here, okay?
Hey, this is not going to be easy for you. I'm going to give you
I'm going to give you some time to figure it out.
It's like when you go to a big house for a real estate agent. Just let me know what you think. You find your way around.
Take your time. Take your time. I'll be right here. Okay. And then for anal, because you said some were really bad or you did get it.
I mean, obviously douche and clean so that you're not really focused on that because some
Okay.
girls, they weren't comfortable enough.
They were so nervous about
They
it.
were
really
nervous making
about
a mess.
So, make sure you feel clean so that you can relax and enjoy it. Another, if you got to use lube, everybody's different. You know, you can use a oil base or a water base.
Everyone's different, but your dick is huge. Did you not, in your 1,800 films, mainly need to use lube?
I mean, yeah, we use it.
Most of the time, right?
Yeah, most of the time.
Because you're not about to tell me everybody's super soaked.
Ain't nobody super.
Most of the time. Yeah,
most of the time you use lube.
Yeah, sometimes a girl would like spit. You know what I mean? She would spit on her shit, or she'd already have it lubed. She liked a certain type of lube. You know what I mean? So she would already be kind of prepped. She would use I would suggest using like a dildo or something ahead of time.
I suggest you open yourself up before you bust.
You know what I mean?
Can I tell you how I know you're not lying?
That's true.
The biggest dick I ever had, he used to try to say this to me, and I didn't realize it was because he knew how big he was. I was maybe early 20s in New York, and he would say, I want you to masturbate before I get there. Like, get yourself excited for me. Just now, when you said that, I'm like, oh, he needed me to get...
He needed your ass open.
Yeah.
Yeah, be there.
Can I ask you, too, with all the anals, with the anal girls and the newbies, you said that a lot of them got in their head about making a mess. I want to ask you, as a man who's had anal sex, does a mess bother you?
Nah.
Huh.
Nah.
I've had men say the same. Men, I think
sex,
men in our head about it.
Yeah, sex gets a little messy, and that's to be expected. You know, don't make a big deal out of it. You know what I mean? Just clean it up. And
I be covering the shit. But, I'm like, take that shit.
I mean, as someone that took it as a serious profession, I guess for sure, not you. Right. What about injuries? You ever hurt somebody, tilted the uterus?
Yeah, I mean, you accidentally, if you're rushing it, if the girl's not relaxed, if you're not properly lubed up. I was going to say a good position to do is like a spoon, girl laying on her side. You know what I mean? It kind of takes the weight and the pressure off the, makes it a little easier to get in. And it doesn't, you're not twisting it in a weird way where your ass is, you're going to hit or it's going to poke her in the wrong way. At least she's relaxed, she's on her side, and it's a lot easier to come in from behind.
That's more
in your normal dating life. Had you had girls feel really insecure?
Mm-hmm. And it's like a lot of fun to try to make them, feel secure.
How did you do that?
Just kind of like touch them in places they don't expect to be touched.
They kneecap? Like, where the places you was touching?
I ain't gonna lie, niggas be on that kneecap.
Baby, you ever had a nigga rub your elbow? Listen, I'd be like, oh, not you touching my elbow.
Okay.
What? I love that you said it was fun to get them to be secure.
Yeah. What
type of affirmations, when a woman has been insecure with you, that you do outside of touching them? What things would you say to make them more comfortable and feel more secure with you?
I laugh a lot. So I'm always, maybe we'll crack some jokes, just to take away any kind of tension.
You being funny with a big dick is crazy.
I like
Because niggas with big dicks just be there because they feel like they ain't got to do nothing else.
No, you are a little too smart for your dick.
You know what I mean? You read books, you make bitches laugh.
It's like,
are you?
I'm looking for, you want to pick out the flaw. And I think we do that just as humans. You see someone attractive, nice smile. You're like, what's wrong with you?
You got 6 toes.
What do you think your biggest flaw in sex is?
Sensitive. Super sensitive. Like I really got to work backwards,
Oh.
Like not to be, I think they got a thing called edging. It's like, if you jacking off.
They got a thing called edging.
Well, I mean, they call it edging, but it's, it's been around since we, know how to jack our dicks off. But, it's much more in the, in the conversation now. Like edging is getting yourself right there, but not coming. I mean, you could do that. You could practice that. But I think sometimes way sensitivity, just, wanting to come. I can come multiple times. So if the girl's cool with that, then we can.
If you can come and put it right back in.
I love that shit.
Wow, me too.
Love it. That
is
the best. I be telling niggas, if you ain't got more than one round in you, we not fucking.
I know. Right?
That is the thing.
No, I mean like right back.
No, like not immediately. Immediately.
That's
no time for a sales.
Ain't no guarantees.
No. Wait. Oh, no. He said ain't no guarantees. I always say, you have to go as many rounds as I can get you up.
Right.
And baby, I'm going to get you back up.
Yeah, I'd see that.
He said, you can do what I do. I'm just like, I actually have a question for you. Being that you're 53 and you had been doing porn this many years. So I have gotten in the dumbest arguments with my boyfriend because he likes to hold his semen. He don't like to come multiple times a week, right? And so literally, I wasn't crying, but I was like, I just don't understand why. He's like, yo, you know how many women would love this? But he's like really into that. He a little hotepy. Have you found that that's strengthened your stamina, not coming?
It could, but you're right. Some girls be like, "Hey, come already."
Oh yeah, no, I want to see the come.
Yeah.
I want to see the come.
It makes me so frustrated.
Yeah, I want to see.
Like as someone, I'm bi-coastal. I travel so much, and I'm like, you tell me you're not gonna do this before I get on the plane?
Yeah.
Like,
that's my thing now. Make a mess on me. I want to see it. I want to feel it.
Bruh.
I want you to finger paint it on me.
That's his biggest flaw.
I want you to feed it to me. I like now, and I used to like, oh my God, it's Smith.
But Mr. Marcus, it's not me, right? He just doing this.
No, he doing it because he wants the stamina to last for you because he love you, girl.
That's what he be saying.
He working on his dick control. He working on it.
So can I ask you then, at 53, my ex was also up there, over the hill. Can I ask how your sex stamina has changed over time? You starting in your 20s. People assume that when you're younger, you have this stamina and this sex thing.
It's weird because I feel like I'm still natural. Like thank God I never went that direction because I still get aroused. Girl turns me on, we're gonna have great sex. You know what I mean? If I'm not into it, it's frustrating because I want to be into it.
Right.
But if I can't click, then it's just like So
sex is so much psychology.
Luckily, it's still
you're in your head then a lot because and I say it too. Sex where probably. It is very physical.
We Virgos are like
here we go with the goddamn signs.
No, listen,
it's always a horoscope.
About him and Beyonce.
We in LA, everybody done brought up goddamn signs. Okay,
I've got quick ones for you. Just got to know this before we get out of here. New pussy or in love pussy?
God, that's a good.
That's you having to think about it.
Everybody likes new pussy. I mean,
but when you in love and you,
if it's I
said I can let you still.
We can go that way. If we get there, yeah. We there. I mean,
pussy.
It sounds like new pussy is it?
Sounds like new pussy.
I like new pussy, but I've had the in love pussy, which was bomb. Which was really bomb. And actually, it's still bomb.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
That's what I want to hear.
But I still want new pussy.
OnlyFans or Pornhub?
What is it?
OnlyFans, Pornhub.
Pornhub I've never been embraced by Pornhub. Somebody asked me the same thing.
Oh, well, fuck them then.
They said,
fuck them.
They said,
right. They're like, I can't find you on Pornhub. I said, I know. They never.
That's true. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
I don't know. I don't know if it was something personal. Something, I don't know.
I thought I was typing in something wrong.
Yeah.
So then I thought it was you.
A K, a C.
No, really.
I
was trying to look up some titles from your movies.
And I love this industry. I've been through hell and back for this industry.
Yeah, I know. I didn't bring it up.
I've been through so much.
But I wanted to.
Yeah. I've been in the bus, parked the bus. All that.
Have you talked about that on an interview?
I mean, I did when I went through all that shit, and I just got kind of tired because it was like I was trying to be
past it.
I was just being upfront about everything, and I was dealing with people who didn't know the industry. So it was like I got to tell you about the industry. I got to establish. I got to tell you all these aspects of it, and then why these things happen in the industry, but what's changed because of this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And the change that came because of all that shit.
Right,
y'all can Google it.
Yeah. So I mean, so when Pornhub came around, I was really like, I thought. I would, and also it was like I was dealing with a lot of mom and pops. I mean, we were like very family oriented industry, very small niche. And when
calling porn family oriented,
I mean, it was like you knew the crew, you knew your crew, you knew the I would go into the production studios or the companies and know the owners and hang out. It's just family when you go to these award shows. Like I still see a lot of my friends. I put a lot of myself, on everything. And so it is personal for me. And so when Porno came around, I was like, cool. But they were also very corporate, outsiders, tech guys, internet dudes. They were, and I just maybe I didn't embrace it, even though I did. My website's been, I've had it since 97. You know what I mean? I was doing emails back then, and I still do emails now. You know what I mean?
What's your newsletter say? I need to know. If I go onto your website and put my email address in there, what type of emails you sending me?
We used to send all kind of shit out. We used to send all kind of shit out, and then the companies, the web company I was using. I spent so much money on my website. It was like it's just down the drain. Shit that they do.
Because websites are different now.
Yeah.
Way different.
You need an
now.
Instagram.
But I was building shit from scratch. I was trying to. My skin, my blood's in this industry. My semen too. So. So to answer your question, I love OnlyFans because I think that gave the power to and Pornhub, to their credit, has made it so that performers can,
make money now. I saw that.
Make their own channels.
I had thought you blocked yourself because when I was typing it in and you weren't coming up, I thought, oh, maybe he don't want them to.
Well,
make money on him.
there are porn stars that have remove my videos, take them down.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of things too with that website, pulling amateurs.
Did you
videos.
see that documentary about Pornhub and kids?
Yeah, I mean, I watch every porn doc there is.
My Girls Wanted is actually my favorite. It's on Netflix right now with that white boy. Now he's actually a big.
Oh, you're talking about Steffetti, Rocco Steffetti?
No,
They
wait,
did one with him.
He was bringing girls from Craigslist to Miami.
Oh, yeah.
And did you ever watch it?
No, bitch. That's
It's so good. So he was bringing these girls on Craigslist, put them in a house, and you were kind of just seeing
like Texas Angels.
Not that as glamorous.
Okay.
But kind of just seeing like the landscape, like, hey, do you want to make money? Do you want this flight? And he talks about how much turnover there was. And there was a girl in there who was 27. She was like, yeah, I'm MILF porn now. And it taught me a lot about the landscape of porn. Girl literally getting BV.
Right.
Just, how at risk you kind of are just jumping on a plane to do something.
Yeah, it's different now. And OnlyFans, I think you have a little more control over it. And social media, if you do it right, more girls are coming in. What I saw, more business-minded. Now they know, how to market themselves. They use the social media savvy, and OnlyFans is savvy in how they help people market their shit.
Yeah.
They're making billions of dollars. The industry has always made billions of dollars in terms of sexual health, sexual enjoyment, sexual education. You know what I mean? I've met a ton of people who came through with good ideas, maybe poor execution, or but the industry's always gobbling shit up.
And evolving,
and getting better. And I think having these platforms like this, Sex Sales, having Whoreible Decisions, and talking. I was listening. I like watching people get a chance to talk beyond. Because then before I used to do a podcast. Yeah, I love fucking little girls and little white pussies, and they look, my black dick's gonna do this, and
that's literally what I was going to ask. My final question.
It was just so cliche and so like limiting, and boxing, and and people come in with their stereotypes and projections and
a lack of respect.
Just yeah. I mean, Mr.Marcus is. I wanted the respect. I wanted you to, it was like respect, and because I would always, I'm a respectful motherfucker. Just show me the respect, and I'll show you the love.
It's so crazy because I kind of felt like during this interview I was gonna want to have sex with you the whole time, but I kind of want to hug you.
I want to be your friend.
Me too.
But then,
and I think it's that.
And if I happen to see your dick,
Right.
Tell people how, since we're getting out of here, how they can support you today. And
I mean, you go through a bunch. I've been through a bunch of shit inside the industry and outside. So, you humbled, like, and then you get out in the world and you see what's going on, and it's cool. You just want to be better at shit. You want to do things better. Yeah. And it's sometimes not about you. It's about who's listening, who's watching, who's looking for guidance. You never know how you're gonna. And I've seen over the years, it goes beyond the sex. Sex is great. Yep. It's a great.
You touch people.
Start. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Thank you
Inside
so much
and
for
out.
coming to see us, for real. This was.
Yeah, I would love to know. You said you dumped a lot into your website. How can any of our listeners support the work you've done, especially with that you own? How can they purchase or watch it and make sure to put money in your pockets?
I mean, just stay tuned. I don't want people to spend money on shit that I'm not actively involved in. It's I mean, if you go to my OnlyFans, you'll see some scenes that I put up there that
okay,
that never been released.
Okay.
Oh, that's it right there.
There we go. The OnlyFans. We can't put it in the description of this episode because I don't know if we can put OnlyFans links, but we'll make sure to post it on Patreon. That's where you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there's projects I'm working on that are more mainstream, so they can support that. I want.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I'm always supporting other performers, other productions, other people doing anything in the adult industry that's positive. So
he said, I'll be coming to a theater near you.
yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Marcus.
Thank you, Mr. Marcus, for joining us. We hope that y'all enjoyed this episode. If you guys want more bonus content, make sure you support us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Whoreible Decisions. This has been yet another episode of Whoreible Decisions. Of Whoreible Decisions. I'm your girl, Mandy B, a.k.a. Pet the Stallion, a.k.a. Dead Beach.
Hey, y'all. I'm Weezy. What's really good?
Not the sex operator voice.
I'm trying to do something different. I have a bone to pick.
Okay, pick the bone. I've been sucking a lot of bones, but you can pick the bone.
I have a bone to pick with friends that don't realize that you're not being a bad friend if you set a boundary with trauma dumping.
Okay.
Literally, when you were like, y'all good with these angles? I just got a text about how I haven't been there for somebody. And girl, I feel like we give a certain amount of hours.
Okay.
Once you get a certain amount of hours with me, I'm finished.
How do you communicate that though? Or do you? Or do you just like remove yourself because you feel like you've been dumped on enough? Like, how do you respond to that when you reach that point?
Like, basically, I had dubbed a few of her calls. We were in London. But when she called me today and asked me if I'm back, I literally was like, girl, I'm just kind of having a mood. Like, I really can't hear about this nigga. And she feels like I'm not being there for her. And she basically feels like she wants to keep her business private from other friends. And I'm the one that she trusts with the info. But like, it's really hard to talk to someone that's depressed when you be on the brink of being depressed.
Right.
And so I don't know what to say. Do I send you a therapy gift card, bro? I feel like you gotta have some discernment and think about how much you are unloading on somebody. And I hate that she feels like I'm not being there for her.
And it's specific to not her overall well-being or depression, but it's about a nigga. Like it's about a man.
Like if someone's going through it and needs a pick-me-up, that's different than someone that's like constantly trying to figure out what they can do to, not get someone's attention, but just like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? And I'm not doing this and blah, 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 and like ways to get someone back.
She might be with a narcissist too. You ain't never gonna do nothing right for these niggas. To me, so I am very adamant actually with drawing the boundary with my friends and their partners. Mm-hmm. Specifically because once you've said enough, but you've stayed, baby girl, I don't want to hear about it anymore. So like to me, when it comes to the friendships that I have, specifically, our friendships are able to exist dependent, like beyond whoever you're dating or not. But to me, once you've come to me about how this nigga done did you wrong again, like I got to the point where I stopped talking to my friends about, that's why y'all motherfuckers heard it. My friends wasn't hearing nothing about my ex no more. No, bitch, you done went back how many times? So I even stopped sharing with my friends because this was a person that I knew, all right, at the end of the day, I keep going back
Nobody wants to hear that shit.
But no, and I get that.
Like nobody, so, like that's the thing, right? And we know it.
But so I'm telling you, as a friend, I love you dearly to all my friends. This is literally how I communicate it to my friends. Friend.
But I ain't finna listen to you.
Friend. Hold on, I'll be like, friend, bitch, you know I love you, right? Let's talk about your career, the next trip we going on, the size jeans you can now fit into, the TikToks that we fucking come across. Share all the memes you want. Well, baby girl, that nigga, not here.
Bro,
not on my phone.
Let's
that
talk shit about someone we know.
No, literally.
Let's do that.
I'm down with that.
Let's go on Instagram. Look at this bitch. What a wig. Awful. Let's do one of those.
I'm fine with that. I have removed for so many of my friends, especially when they choose to stay with a guy for eons. So it's where, oh, bitch, you not finna leave him until you ready. You not gonna waste my 3 minutes on that shit.
What homeboys do, on the contrary?
What?
My homeboys, when they're feeling hurt, they call me about how whack a bitch was.
Okay.
And like are almost a little too much. And it starts to become a little triggering because I'm like,
is a nigga talking about me like this?
Is a nigga talking about me like this when he's done? But also, baby, you were so into her last month. Now she's trash. Now she's, I literally had one of my homeboys was like, oh my God, this bitch got hella sex worker energy now. And I'm like, okay, I understand she's a bottle girl.
Wow.
However, your first date was a vacation that you took her on.
Yeah.
What the fuck standard do you think you set?
Right.
You're a trick.
I think that there is, you can definitely dump on your friends too much about your relationship. But I think as the friend, instead of dubbing the calls to where now she doesn't feel heard or seen,